Hi, my name is Mike Lee.G, and I'm making videos that'll help you strengthen yourself. And you strengthen yourself and be conscious and be in the now. And in your being in the now, it'll help you protect yourself from narcissists. So the title of today's video is "The Truth of Everything Proves How Being in the Now Protects You from Narcissists." And do hope that you share this with other people, subscribe, and also visit our Patreon page if you are so inclined. So what does this mean about the truth of everything? Well, one of my first videos was the truth of everything. And in that, it gives you an outline of how everything works. And I mean absolutely everything. So in its simplest form, that man and woman are actually a representation within one body. So when you look at the masculine and the feminine, well, I know it's a stick figure, but we don't have time to draw really nice right here. There's the masculine part of the body, which is the head, and the feminine part of the body, which is the torso. Now, why is that important? Well, the Bible says, "Let us make man in our image." Them, man and woman, is the image of God. It's funny that there are parallels between the masculine and the feminine. If you look at a man, the power of the man is in the head, and how the head controls the arms and the legs. And there's greater strength in the man in the arms and the legs and in the head power. Man is more spatial. If you were to identify with the feminine, the power of the feminine is the torso, the reproduction, time. So if we break down man and woman, or the masculine and the masculine represents space. The feminine represents time. During the working day, the masculine excels in space. During the sleeping time, the feminine excels in time. The woman is better at resting than the man. Space and time. And the one thing that has both attributes of space and time is light. I know we're going in a little bit of a tangent here right now, but I'm going over the truth of everything very quickly so that we can understand how this relates to now. So, when the body is unified, your head onto your torso, then light can travel through it. Light being truth. So space and time has to be in an alignment. And the distortions that we find with the narcissist, enabling, different character defenses is a distortion, which you will see in my favorite little pictures, how space and time within the body are distorted. This person is going up in space, but since they lose their torso, or they want to lose their torso, they don't have time. So what does this person do is that it hooks up with that person who represents the time or the torso, but the head is pushed into space. So this is trying to create the unified body outside of the body, and that's where you have distortion. This is where the abuse comes in. This is where everything goes wrong, because this is not. This is a disconnect of yourself. You're separating from yourself, and in this case, yourself has never formed. because the head is pushed in. Now, there is another covert narcissist, which is also enabler, which is the head is outside, but that's narcissist on narcissist. We'll save that for other videos. You know, that's another video for that. So, how does this relate with space and time? Okay. You could look at space as the champion of space would be Albert Einstein. And the champion of time, or quantum. See, space is Albert Einstein. He's relativity. And that is your visible world. The champion of time is Niels Bohr. And I yell, it's Bohr. Everybody knows Albert Einstein. Nobody knows Niels Bohr. He is quantum. Okay? Albert Einstein believes in order, organized everything. Quantum is probability. The attributes of Einstein resonates with the masculine and the head. The attributes of Niels Bohr and quantum resonates with the feminine. The Christian, Judaism, and Muslims identify with a head. The Buddhists identify with the body or the torso, no head. And it's also interesting that I've said this in other videos that computers they built they revolve around probability, and a lot of them are made in Oriental countries that have an Oriental religion that also deals with probability, or they deal in the feminine. This is a much far-reaching understanding. The truth of everything is everywhere. It really has tremendous roots. It doesn't have dead ends. Whereas when you're looking at theories, they have dead ends. This doesn't have any dead ends. That's why everything's unified. That's why everything's connected. That's why I had to go into this direction so you could understand now what now really means. So, space, time. Space is masculine, time is feminine. Space is also relativity, time is quantum. Now, light has two attributes that make it both a particle and a wave. Okay? The masculine is the particle. You see, there's a particle. And the feminine is the wave. Your heartbeat and your breathing is a wave that's in the torso. In fact, this wave of the breathing has to go past through the head. So the head is experiencing the wave constantly. It's like the feminine is always telling you, I'm there in every breath you take. Okay? That's the feminine wave going in and out. Your chest moves in and out. Your diaphragm pushes up and down. It creates a wave. It's a constant wave. Your heartbeat is a constant wave. This wave is an attribute of light. Particle is an attribute of light. So you need both of these. Now, let's go to our next drawing, which is going to really start making sense. Okay. Again, we have time. We'll go this way. And we have space. Now remember, I said this was a cross before. It is a cross because the intersection of time and space right here is consciousness. See. Okay, it's consciousness is where they intersect. If we were to understand this person is, here's the particle, and it has a massive particle, but it's trying to leave the wave. So if this particle is trying to leave the wave, it creates the block with bad behavior. That means that light cannot be fulfilled here. There's no light because you need the particle and the wave. You need relativity and quantum. Masculine and feminine must be unified to have light travel. So now this person is the wave. But there is no, the head has not exited. So there is no particle. The particle is stuck in the wave. And what you get here is you get a tremendous boiling point. So light can't travel in here. There's no light. There's no truth. The truth is inside the feminine, but since the particle part is stuffed in the wave, you really don't have truth. So there is no light here. These people think that they are pure white-driven fluffy snowflakes and the big bad old evil narcissist is coming after them. Make no mistake, you're full of lies. And you're tricking yourself into thinking you're in the truth. Alright. Now what does this have to do with now? I'm getting to it. Hold on. So this distortion does not bring light, because now you have the particle and the wave, but you have it outside of the body in a distortion. This gives you darkness. That's why everything that happens in this type of relationship is always darkness. You're not going to get no light. You're going to get pain, suffering, things go wrong, violence even, lies. You're not happy, you're not content, just absolutely miserable. Now we're going to go into the now. You see, when you are in the now, that means you're masculine, so we call this masculine, and your feminine are working together. Okay? If you look at the narcissist is like a balloon. Okay? And not only, so he's a particle that tries to land on this person. Okay? So he's a particle trying to land on this person. What this person does, they want something from the narcissist. So they literally reach out to grab the narcissist and then don't let go. They don't let go. Now again, what does now have to do with this? Well, when you are in your body, when your head is unified with your torso, that means you have the light traveling up and down, and that is truth. This person cannot penetrate. They cannot come to you when you are in the truth. That means your head and your torso being together as one. This person thinks they need something from the narcissist. And the narcissist definitely wants to utilize glory or any type of, I don't know, money, glory, sex, whatever. The reason people lose their they're not conscious of something, is when you're in this state, you need a lie to exist. When you're in this state, you do lie to get. Every time you say yes to the narcissist, you are now making a decision and controlling space and time. You are now getting heavier. So you're actually putting a particle inside the wave. The feminine is supposed to be the wave. The feminine part of the body is supposed to go in and out. Breathe in and out. Pump up and down. But once you start saying yes when you mean no, then what you're doing is like you're taking an artery and you're starting to plug it up with all your no's. This is exactly what happens in your body too. Each one of these dots are no's that you never said. And they're going to restrict your flow. They're going to restrict the flow. So you are no longer in the now. Not only are you going to restrict the flow, but now you're anchored in time. So as time is always flowing in one direction, you're still anchoring yourself on past no's that you never said, and now you are distorting time. You're holding the time in until again you vomit. I talked about that the other day. Whereas the narcissist, they don't have time. They just have space. They have no time. They have space. Their time is when they latch onto you. They can't latch onto you if you have light and truth. But you can't have light and truth if you're saying yes when you mean no. You see, a lot of people think that they're righteous and that's the problem. And there's plenty of videos that make the person engaged with a narcissist as a fluffy white snow bunny that's pure and empath and I'm just giving. No, you're not giving. You're not giving. Actually, a lot of times you end up being like this. This is the body shape of the torso. It's using its arms to grab down this guy. Okay? You could just superimpose it. It's looking to pull it down. It's looking to pull down space so it has a sense of self. This person, better use a better picture. This person does not have the sense of self. It cannot experience the world by themselves. They need the narcissist. And with the narcissism, like I said, a lot of times these narcissists, have a lot of interesting things going on. They'll work themselves to death to become rock stars or to become, to have money, to drive the fancy car because they want to be visible, they want to be seen. They want to have the sense of the I am. They want to be in control. But literally they live in fear. So they need glory to maintain that balloon. This person pulls the balloon onto them. And here's the difference. This balloon needs to come down. The narcissist balloon did not get like this by accident. This guy wasn't hatched. These people form the narcissist because they lie to them all the time. They want something. It's very easy to see this in every day. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see how the attributes of this person. You could just look at the president of the United States right now. They don't do nothing wrong. And all they do is they want glory. I did this for you. I did that for you. I did all this for you. That's your job. Do your job. And the people that put this person in power don't realize that they are enabling the evil because they're not telling no. This person goes through life without any no's and then gets so used to it that eventually they seek to only find people that'll tell them yes. He did not find you. You are the gas station. You are the energy tank. This guy brought his empty tank or his empty car and you filled it for him. And you keep filling it for him. In fact, he'll burn you with your own fuel, but you'll keep filling it for him. And that's the relationship. You can't sit there and say that it is all the narcissist's fault. Because they are distorting space and time, and so are you. You are a wave that's becoming a particle, and they and they're a particle that wants to use the wave. There's no light here. And you're not going to get any light by just blaming them. It's just not going to happen. So you have to have personal responsibility to know that in the past that you've attracted this person because you wanted something from them, conscious or not. And you think that morally, because your mother told you no all the time, chopped your head off, that you need to find another head and you can't use your own. That's why it's so important to start drawing. No, 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 no. You have to get into the truth. The truth that your head and torso to be unified so you can be in truth. You cannot be unified if you don't say no. Now, I touched this on the other day. God has a sense of humor. God uses the word, God really does have a sense of humor. The word no is in the word now. Okay? No, W. You see, if this is time right now, if this is the now, and you're still thinking back here, or you're still stuck back here, that means one part of you is here and one part of you is there. That's a W. That's a W. But now says no W. We're going to focus on the word now for a second, just to show you how powerful this is, and how it's a lot more than people really realize. That this is actually in the Bible. Oh yeah. Let's see where in the Bible. Genesis 3:22 to 3:24, but it's really in just Genesis 3:22. This is when Adam and Eve had sinned, and God is about to throw Adam and Eve out of the garden. So remember, the sin of Adam and Eve was that Adam ate the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. And the first words out of Adam's mouth was I and I am. He said I am two times, and of those 2 times he also said I an additional 2 times. So the first words out of Adam's mouth is to say I. Whereas God said let us, or we, make man in our image. So the first word is I. Isn't that interesting? This guy thinks they're the I, whereas it's we. The unison is supposed to be between the torso and the feminine, the masculine, feminine, and the spirit inside the body. But if you're I, guess what? You're telling the spirit it's not about you. You're saying it's about only you. So I is the first thing Adam learned once he sinned. Okay. And now let's see where now is. And Jehovah God saith, Lo, the man was, remember, past tense, as one of us, as to the knowledge of good and evil. Now, so now, this moment, lest he put forth his hand and also taken of the tree of life and eaten and lived to the age. You know, Jehovah God sendeth him forth from the Garden of Eden. All right, so God was kicking Adam and Eve out before they can grab the knowledge of the good and evil, or in this case would be light or truth, because you remember they already sinned. That's the first now. Adam was kicked out. Okay, that's when God used it. Now, so he sendeth forth from the Garden of Eden to the ground which he hath taken. Yea, he causeth the man to dwell east of the Eden, Garden of Eden, and the shrubs and the flame of the sword which is turning round about the way of the tree of life. Man was now taken out of space and time of the Garden of Eden. He was put in another location. He was moved. He was out. He lost his estate. And now he can't even see the way to the tree of life because it's being guarded by the flame of the sword. Okay, now the last place you see the word now in the Bible is in Revelation. It's a very interesting point. Because you see, now is the state of being. I am is a state of being. Even the word Jehovah or Yeshua is, if you break it down, it comes from the word to be. You can't be if You can't be if you're a particle without the wave. And you can't be if you have a wave and you're saying you don't have a particle and you're saying that's your particle. You see the problem? You see why this is not going to work? It doesn't work. You can't get light. You're only going to get darkness. This person doesn't want the light. Wants to get away from the light. So they want darkness. And you're feeding the darkness to them. It's very big. This is why they don't have no good things happen to them. The enabler holds all the no's. They become very weighted because they took the lie and they put it in their body. We got to get that out of your body. Start saying no. So the second part, or the last part where you see now in the Bible, is, listen to this. And there came a war in heaven. Michael and his messengers did war against the dragon. This is a big deal. And the dragon did war and his messengers, and they did not prevail. So this is where the dragon was, getting it handed to him. Nor was there place found anymore in heaven. There was no place for the dragon anymore in heaven. And the great dragon was cast forth, and the old serpent who was the devil and the adversary who was leading astray the whole world, he was cast forth to the earth, and his messengers were cast forth with him. And I heard, listen to this, a great voice saying in the heaven, the first word after the devil or the dragon was kicked out is now. Now is a state of being, is now. You have to be in the now. Now did come the salvation and the power and the reign of our God and the authority of his Christ. You see, when you are in this position, this is the two sides of evil. And the spirit of this evil is the darkness. It's not light. You're in the darkness. I hope you get that. Okay? Because this now is when the salvation and the power and the reign, you see, control, the control of our God. That means God's in control now. This is not God glorifying. This is Satan's work. This is the match forged in hell. This is trying to distort light or create a false light. That's why it's darkness. Everything has to do with this is darkness. And this all starts with you saying yes all the time to this person. And even if you get rid of this person, or you could spot this person 10 miles away, it doesn't matter. Because a new one will come, better, more sophisticated, smarter. And they'll craft their way back into you, and you're not going to tell them no, because they were better looking than the other one, or smarter than the other one, or they sounded nicer, or they go to church, they look like a praying mantis. I consider these people like praying mantises. You know how praying mantises live? The first thing the praying mantis eats is its siblings. That's the first thing the praying mantis eats is its siblings. Yeah, so if you see a big old praying mantis, you know they ate their brothers and sisters. And sure enough, this person probably ate their brothers and sisters in their life, becoming, the narcissists that they are. Okay. The reign is of God. You see, here, this person's controlling that person as well. When you're enabling, empath, the narcissist, you're trying to control them. Because you're controlling the narrative by saying yes when you mean no. You might be doing it unconsciously because of, like I said with the